We're now joined for a legal perspective on what's happened as far as the Swati Maliwal assault case is concerned by Rajya Sabha Member of Parliament and legal Mahesh Jethmalani. Thank you so much, Mr. Jethmalani, for speaking to us here at Times Now. We're talking at a time when AAP's Rajya Sabha Member of Parliament, a fellow parliamentarian of yours in the same house, in fact, Swati Maliwal has said that there have been, and you have been quoted as saying, there are shocking events where Rajya Sabha Member of Parliament, as well as a close aide, has been beaten up by the staff of the Chief Minister, the Flagstaff Road residents, by the PA, coupled by deafening silence on part of the episode, disclose acute misogyny on his part. Do you believe, sir, that the PA of Arvind Kejriwal has acted on his behest?
Yes, I certainly believe that there's strong reason to believe. I can't say it with total certainty, but it's happened in his residence, and obviously no security man or a PA can have the courage to do something like what he did without the implicit permission of the Chief Minister. In any case, we've seen no action from the Chief Minister after this episode. There are now there's footage now. Video footage and CCTV footage still to come, which conclusively establishes that there was an assault, apart from the sworn 164 statement of the complainant. So Arvind Kejriwal's silence is extremely deafening. I mean, this has been an episode of a few days ago now, and till today he's merrily campaigning without any reaction. He does look very shaken up, but I would have expected a Chief Minister of a state who's just been released on bail by the Supreme Court, interim bail, right? To behave more responsibly. And if he has no involvement in this, he should have taken serious steps against his PS, who perpetrated this assault and this outrage of modesty of the complainant, instead of allowing him to flee in the safe confines of Punjab, where the state government will do nothing.
Right. And in fact, there are shocking details that are emerging from this particular FIR about the manner in which this assault was carried out. Now, as a lawyer yourself, you've of course talked about the CCTV footage that's yet to come out. But do you see this, do you see there being enough corroborative evidence to the kind of facts or to the kind of version that Swati Maliwal has given in her complaint, which has now been converted to an FIR?
Well, Mother, what can you say? This is a barbaric, brutal assault. I mean, this is, the provocation. This man must be some kind of sadist. And when she is protested, he's kicked her, he's assaulted her, he slapped her 7-8 times, he's beaten her on her abdomen. When she's protested that I have my menstrual cycle, there's been no respite. He's continued. Does the Chief Minister of Delhi have any shame? What is he? What kind of ethics are these? And he has the guts to still campaign and face the people. People should be stoning him for this.
Right. Now, we had seen a few days ago Sanjay Singh come out to say that the Chief Minister has taken cognizance and that, action would be taken. Yet, a day later, yesterday we saw how he was very much part of the Chief Minister's, convoy, if you can call it that, along with the Chief Minister, along with Sanjay Singh, even accompanying him to a press conference with him in the same vehicle, etc. Do you think that this is a clear sign of, what the Chief Minister really intends to do when it comes to Vibha?
Well, I mean, of course, the Chief Minister, imagine passing on the mic to Sanjay Singh and refusing to answer questions. This is the question. If he's innocent in this matter, it screams for a response from him. It's happened in his residence by his personal assistant. We can't be that insensitive to women's rights and assaults on women. And where are all the opposition women, MPs, who keep pillaring the BJP? Not one of them has come and condemned this. Where are the Supriya Sules?
Right.
What has happened to their sensitivities on assaults of women?
there is also this view that since Bibhav is a long-time associate of Mr. Arvind Kejriwal for over a decade, perhaps even before he became Chief Minister, and that perhaps could be a reason why Mr. Kejriwal is dithering or dragging his feet in terms of taking action against Bibhav, because he has been in close proximity of Mr. Kejriwal for such a long time, and perhaps it could be inconvenient for him to take that action on Bibhav.
Yeah, obviously, but no, it's not just a long association that's made it inconvenient for him. I mean, there's a strong inference that it was done at his behest. And that inference gets stronger with each passing moment that he doesn't take action and keeps a silence.
Right. And what do you see
long
happening?
Association, and of course, he's a loyal employee. And do you think that the PS is going to do this against a Rajya Sabha member whom the Chief Minister has praised in the past, unless there's a tacit consent in this matter?
Right, right. And we've also seen these shocking comments coming from several AAP leaders. You know, I'm just going to quote Harpal Singh Cheema, who's a Punjab minister. He said that Bibhav Kumar is a good human being. We've seen others raise questions on Swati Maliwal. Of course, some of those tweets were later deleted. But at this point of time, when there is an FIR filed with such shocking charges, why do you see this kind of victim shaming or, the kind of shocking commentary coming in from not one, not two, but several AAP leaders?
You know, because the AAP party now consists of members, right, who are a close cabal of criminals. That's the problem. Their behavior now exposes them completely. Already there is one ED case against the AAP party for money laundering. It has been today, they've been invoked. The party itself has been named as an accused person. And, birds of a feather flock together. What do you expect? When the Chief Minister and his PS indulge in this kind of, and not one AAP member gets up to condemn it, then something is terribly wrong with the character of all the members of the party. That not one of them have guts to say this.
Right, absolutely. And in fact, if I can just take
or at least come out with an explanation. Benefit of doubt given to you.
Right. Yeah, so Mr. Jethmalani, the FIR has now been registered under IPC sections 308, attempt to commit culpable homicide, 323, punishment for voluntarily causing hurt, 341, which is punishment for wrongful restraint, 354B, assault or use of criminal force on a woman with intent to disrobe, 506, punishment for criminal intimidation, and 509, word, gesture or act intended to insult the modesty of a woman. Can you explain to our viewers as a lawyer how effective these charges are, how appropriate they are in this particular case, and also at the end of the day, one of those charges, at least 354B, which is the assault or use of criminal force on a woman with intent to disrobe, is a non-bailable and cognizable offence. So can you explain to our viewers how you see this playing out legally?
Well, the first thing is to arrest this man. They're all serious offences. I mean, they're not akin to murder, but on a scale, they're pretty serious. Some of them are punishable with 5 years and 7 years. So the first thing is to arrest the PS, his personal assistant, and to get to the bottom of why he did this, the entire circumstance of the case. Look. If a man who's assaulted a woman, or allegedly, let us say allegedly assaulted a woman, right? After seeing what he faces, right, the first thing is he should come up and give his side of the story. Clearly there is something terrible that has happened. It has happened in the CM's residence, no less. Forget the law. There are serious offences. They're all, as you said, some of them are non-bailable offences. But that's not the point. The point is, look at the response. I mean, this is the time of the Chief Minister, if he was innocent, should be clearing his name, because there's a lot of adverse publicity going on against him.
Absolutely. And that
why will he not say what happened?
Yeah, at a time when he's out on interim bail, certainly, of course, there are some serious questions there.
Of course, he's on interim bail. He's been given a rare indulgence by the Supreme Court. And this happens, and he's got no response.
Right. If I can take up that question to you, sir, there are, of course, also questions about the eyebrow-raising judgment and that it's not a routine one. There are those who have said that there is special treatment being given to Arvind Kejriwal. In this case, in this particular matter, what is your opinion?
Well, I think the judgment is unusual, right? So some people can say it's a judgment for which he's been given special treatment. But that doesn't mean you're saying that the Supreme Court is doing it deliberately. You're saying that it looks unfair. The judgment looks unfair because it's a normally very rarely given remedy, interim bail in a writ petition, right? So it's a rarely given, and in this cases, I for one have already tweeted that I'm not convinced about the viability of that order at all of interim bail. In a case, my main ground, honestly, is that if you have violated a summons 9 times, right, it's an offense under 174 of the Indian Penal Code, right? If somebody violates a penal provision 9 times, you still give him interim bail. I don't care if there are elections or there are no elections, right? That should not be a consideration. The law is supreme, whatever stage or whatever events are going on in the country. An election in this country will be repeated there are state elections, so it's perpetually in motion. So, one has to be careful about it. The Supreme Court has granted them bail, and we have to bow to the wisdom in this particular case of the Supreme Court, although I respectfully disagree with it. I don't think it was the case for interim bail.
Right. And also, sir, the legal troubles for Aam Aadmi Party are far from over. Apart from Liquorgate and, of course, the current case that we are discussing, there's also the aspect of the ED filing its supplementary charge sheet, which is going to make it accused in this entire case. For the first time, a political party would be made an accused. Legally speaking and constitutionally speaking, do you see this issue, how do you see it playing out?
Well, I can only say this at this moment. I suspect that in the next few days, you're going to hear a lot more about the criminal activities of Mr. Kejriwal and the Aam Aadmi Party. That's all I will say for the time being.
All right. Thanks so much, Mr. Jethmalani, for speaking to us and explaining this for our viewers as well. All eyes will be on whether justice will be done and how soon it will be done in this particular case. Thanks so much indeed.